Good morning now from Fukuoka, here for a few days, and today I'm going to be shooting around just on one prime lens. Now, I'm using a 50mm, but I want to talk about why choosing one focal length like this and just shooting that on the day, or challenging yourself just to shoot on one lens for a period of time, however long it is, can really benefit your photography and really benefit your composition skills. So let's jump in. All right, I am at my first location for today, which is Ohori Park here in Fukuoka. Quite a nice park already. I only just walked in, but you can see the reflection behind me. And we've got a little bit of light. It's meant to be pretty rainy today, so we'll see how we go. So now might be a good time to talk about why you should shoot on just one prime lens. Now, I've spoken about this quite a bit on this channel, and occasionally I get a bit of pushback, but I think it's a pretty well accepted view that to really train your eye, really practice your composition, it's really good to stick to one focal length. Now, the reason for this, which I've kind of talked about before as well, is this idea of creative constraints. When you've got less decisions to make, like whether you should zoom in or out, you actually can open up your creativity a little bit more because you have to focus on other things more. So this is a pretty well accepted idea in creativity, art, definitely in photography as well, and something especially when you're getting started. If you have less decisions to make, obviously this is a good thing. And it just makes you think about whether the composition you have is the best at that spot, or whether you should move around a little bit. And that's why personally I like prime so much. Hopefully in this video I could show you the variety and the different types of compositions you can get using just one lens. So if you're someone that likes to take a lot of lenses out with you, like I used to be for a long time, hopefully this shows you that perhaps maybe you can leave some of them behind next time and just take one with you. But we'll see how we go. Literally think I just found my favorite shot today so far when I was leaving. So definitely want to spend longer here, but let's go to the next spot. If you're not used to using a single prime lens, it definitely can be a bit of an adjustment, especially at first. And you really need to drop this kind of FOMO that I really had early in my photography, where I would take every lens possible, cover every focal length possible, because I had this real fear of missing out on certain shots or not being able to frame up the way I wanted. And just going to a location, especially like visiting a new city like this, and just missing out on a certain shot. But you quickly realize it doesn't really work like that. I think actually using one focal length can maybe open up more compositions because you are really intentional about what you're capturing when you're not changing lenses and focal length constantly. Of course, both ways can work, but this is what I find works really well for me. All right, another location and another temple. So I'm not going to film in there, but I'll take some photos. And first of all, I wanted to talk about choosing your focal length. So when I'm picking one focal length, I always pick 50. Just wait for this car. 50 for my photography is definitely the most versatile. It's wide enough that I can fit in enough of those wider scenes. But when I want to get a little bit more detail, it's still nice for that as well. Whereas I find 35, which a lot of people like as their one focal length, just a little bit too wide when I want to get more detailed type shots, a little bit more up close. So I just find 50 better overall, but it's a personal thing. So pick a focal length you're comfortable with. Obviously, a lot of people use 28 as well, but find what suits you. It's good to have that go-to focal length that you're really comfortable on. All right, it is now raining. It's now also getting dark. So hopefully try a few different shots with the 50mm now. So the last point I wanted to make as I finish up here shooting in the rain is how just carrying one prime around all day is just liberating as well, because it's so much lighter. You don't have this hassle of carrying all this gear around. You get less tired, and like today you can spend the whole day walking around shooting because you're not carrying much. Of course, big fat 1.2 that I'm carrying around kind of defeats the purpose, but like at night here, having that 1.2 is probably the reason I carry it around. Otherwise, I'd probably carry like a small 1.8 or something otherwise, which is fine at night as well, but I do love this lens. All right, time to wrap this one up, I think. Thanks so much for watching. Keep on creating, keep on growing, my friends. Catch you in the next one, probably from Tokyo. Bye for now.